Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome again to Bitcoin Byte and welcome to Monday. Monday set the tone for the week. If you have a wonderful Monday, you have a wonderful week. Okay, so let's set for the tone for the week and make today an awesome day. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I can see Annie there, Betty, Amy, yes, Audrey, Richard, Basi, David. Okay, welcome everybody. Desmond. Okay, we're all here from different cities, different countries. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome once again. Okay, now prices of everything are all about supplies and demand. When the supplies is high and demand is low, the price tends to go down. Okay, so when the supply is limited and the demand is high, the price goes up. For Bitcoin, is the demand going up or down? Should you buy or sell now? That is the question we are discussing today. My name is Richard Tan from Success Resources. We are the world leading education provider. Every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, this is streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. And we are making video about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investing. If this is a topic that you like to learn more, you are in the right place. Okay, subscribe to the channel, gently tap the thumbs up button, and also please forward to your friends so that they can join you here, right, in this wonderful content. So tick the notification bell so that whenever we do a video, you are the first to know. I'm very delighted to bring my friend Dr. Clemen Chiang to the program. Now, Dr. Clemen Chiang is no stranger to many people all over the world because he is an authority in financial investing and also a very, very well-known teacher and coach to many thousands of students in the art of wealth creation. So welcome, Dr. Clemen.
Wow, Richard, welcome back to the Monday. I'm so well rested over the weekend. I did three amazing things. First off, I completed watching the Netflix on the Greenleaf. Highly recommended all of you to watch.
Greenleaf family,
The Greenleaf family, yes, correct.
Okay.
I know Veronica already finished watching it, so I have to catch up with her.
Wow,
So finally, I finished watching it and I was so inspired. And then second thing, since yesterday, I started like a kind of a daily worship session with my students. I really love it. Woke up really early this morning to do it. And the third thing is I'm all energized for this week. Just completed my thinking again about the market. So many fresh ideas has come in. And welcome to everyone for joining us. And thank you, Richard, for having me. Thank you.
I noticed you have a new haircut.
So weather getting hot, I have to cut my hair short.
Okay. Wow, you look good. Okay, now.
Thank you.
Brazil is the largest Latin American country, right? Brazil. Yeah. A recent survey shows that half of the Brazilians want to make Bitcoin official currency. Another survey done in US is an economic powerhouse giant, shows that 61% of US adults do not oppose to Bitcoin as legal tender. Now, question for you, Dr. Clemen, is how do you see all this survey impact Bitcoin price and Bitcoin trend, both in the long term and short term?
Wow, this is a great question to start off with. A kind of switch over my screen. Richard, you can see my screen? Good. All right. Can you all please spotlight me? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So what we are looking at right in front of us is almost half of Brazilians. And right now they kind of start joining up the queue already. We started off with El Salvador, we have Cuba, Panama, and we have Ukraine. And right now we have the Brazilians joining in to make Bitcoin the official currency. As what we have shared, three very important takeaways. Number one, right now we're kind of a tip off the domino effect. And once El Salvador started off and we feel kind of empathy for El Salvador because they have to bite the bullet, right? They've gone through some teething issues on the first day of the launch, but kind of stabilized right now. So good. Everybody learn from it so that they can improve and better their own individual launches as well. That's the first point. Second point is, right now, you cannot stop this whirlwind fanatic effect of countries accepting Bitcoin as a legal tender. Once it started, Every country will be talking about it, whether it's top down or bottom up. Top down means from the government level to serve whatever political agenda or objectives, they want to push it across, just like what we've seen in El Salvador. The president is 40 years old. He's putting his entire political life on the bet by backing up Bitcoin. Now, that's a top-down approach. The bottom-up approach will be from the people. They kind of feel very disadvantaged, whether they lose by the hundreds of millions of dollars every year due to remittances, services, and fees. And they push the government and say, you wake up, why don't we learn from El Salvador? So top-down, bottom-up, both are really, very good and powerful effect. And number three, as they scramble for Bitcoin, there's only one third effect, and that is other countries may not think about wanting to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. Perfectly fine. We're perfectly fine with that. But they realize that, hey, even if my country does not adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender, I jolly well need to join into the bandwagon to buy up Bitcoin to hedge against those countries offering Bitcoin as a legal tender. So point number three is really critical in our assessment, because right now it's no longer about individuals, average Joes, Tom, Dick, and Harry out there buying up Bitcoin. And there's about 200 million population of Bitcoin players at this moment as of the count right now. And this goes back to last year, May, when we kind of make our first big foray into Bitcoin. And the only guy on Wall Street, the only official guy on Wall Street to buy Bitcoin, his name is called Paul Tudor Jones. And back then he was kind of sharing on CNBC Live TV. And that was in May 2020. He said this: we estimate right now about 50 to 70 million people playing with Bitcoin. And in our assessment, it will rise up to 200 to 250 million people. Guess what? This vision has been accomplished in less than 1 year. Right now, we have more than 200 people playing Bitcoin. Whether you're hodl, trading, investing, whatever it is, 200 million. And if that being the case, then we got to take a look at a really important number here, because it's going to bring up to a very, very big idea I'm going to share with all of you today. And that is right here, mama. Here we go. The total addressable market, TAM SAM, 7.674 billion. That's TAM, TAM. SAM, serviceable addressable market. That's right now about 200 million. And SOM, share of market. Share of market right now, you know, based on the last time I shared with you guys, we need to really know who are really dominating the world of Bitcoin. So I'm going to show you the share market right here. TAM SAM, right now today, among all the public companies ranging from ETF, exchange traded funds, to countries, to public companies, to private companies, and we kind of add them up, they are right now dominating 7% of the total Bitcoin in circulation. That's the fixed supply of 21 million, and that's how Richard kind of started off challenging us to think about supply and demand issues that will come and predict the price of Bitcoin. So we've gone through TAM, we've gone through SAM, we've gone through SOM, and guess what? This is the most golden window opportunity for us to look at Bitcoin with a serious pair of investors' eyes. I want you guys to put on your lenses as an investor and see for yourself. Countries will be scrambling for it. Average Joes will be scrambling for it. Wall Street titans and the hedge funds are already scrambling for it. How about you today? Back to you, Richard.
Yeah, so you have to be patient. I know that last couple of days, Bitcoin price is not like going up to the moon, but it's not going down also, like not going all the way down also. So if you are expecting everything to be fast, then you have to be patient, okay? You have to be patient. And you see that countries are adopting it, more population, more people are adopting it. So you have to be patient, and based on the supply and demand, the more demand for it, the direction of the price is always going up with limited supply. Now, there's an article that a pension fund invests in Bitcoin. So Dr. Clemen, question for you is, what actually is pension fund, right? And how different are they from the normal fund? And why is it this important to the Bitcoin trend for pension fund to invest in Bitcoin?
Wow, Richard, that's a key differentiator in your question about pension funds. And step one, I'm going to draw the parallel from Asia context so that most of our viewers can understand. Like, for example, in Singapore, we call it Central Provident Fund, CPF. In Malaysia, it's called EPF, all right? Now, these are what we call compulsory savings, and this is how, in a way, the government attempted to kind of take care of us for the rest of our life till the day we go to heaven. All right. So as a result, in Asia, we call it provident funds. And then in the US, it's called pension funds. Now, three things to take away from this pension fund. Number one, they are there to ensure that we can live fully max of our life mortality on planet Earth. So that in a way, the welfare of the country doesn't have to come in to step in to kind of take care of us. And the pension fund and the provident fund will kind of be more than sufficient to make ends meet and we can enjoy our retirement. That's number one. Number two, there's a huge load of money kept at the pension fund level because they represent all the retirees or the pensioners. And that means to say the fund manager managing the pension fund must ensure that the fund continues to produce what we call positive returns. Year in, year out, year in, year out. Keep growing the pie, all right? And finally, number three, they have to make a decision because their pension funds are so huge. And I'm talking about how huge is huge. I'm going to give you an example like a California pension funds, and I happen to have this data right here. It's really, really exciting to look at this data and kind of really interesting. So here we go. I'm going to take a look at the sovereign wealth funds of the world. And here we go. Let me move my screen right over here. These are like the sovereign wealth funds of the world.
Someone just dropped. Okay. Someone just dropped and looks like it is Dr. Clemen Chiang. Dr. Clemen Chiang's screen just dropped. Okay. Well, now one of the amazing facts about sovereign funds is that the people behind sovereign fund cannot afford to lose money, right? I mean, if it's your own money, you can lose. And if it's company money, company can lose, not much of a difference. But if it's the people's money, their life, hard-earned money, and their saving, etc., they cannot afford to lose. And many sovereign funds, like for example, Singapore Sovereign Fund, Temasek Holding, Malaysia Sovereign Fund, they hire very intelligent people, right? Scholars, analysts, manager, etc. And many of these people, yeah, they have done their due diligence. Okay. They cannot afford to lose your money and our money. So sovereign fund is a very different animal. Back to you, Dr. Clemen.
I'm so sorry. This is a sign to me that I need to change my MacBook already. It kind of a blackout because I think it's getting too hot. And I think my sincere apologies. It's happened 2 times in our show, and I'm going to kind of make sure I change the laptop. All right, it's because it's got too hot and kind of blackout. So sorry about it. Yeah, so I was talking about pension funds and the sovereign wealth funds, and I kind of want to show you guys this very important data right here, right? And when we kind of look at all this like funds out there in the world. Like, for example, right here, we have the CPF Investment Board. Wow. We have the Future Funds and the University of Texas Investment Fund. All these are like managing huge portfolios, right? Huge portfolios of money ranging from how much? Let's take a look right here. We are looking at like the Norges Bank Sovereign Wealth Fund, 497 billion. And then the Korea Investment Corp, 35 billion. Temasek Singapore, 30.7 billion. So you have so much money at stake. It means to say They cannot afford to go wrong. But when an article like this pop out, they say, okay, we got a lot of money, we run out of ideas to buy. It's a different value proposition. And that's the reason why more and more pension funds are steering their views and their outlook, looking at Bitcoin as an asset class. Why? They know their funds is so huge and the supply is so small at 21 million. Those who are first mover to get in to position themselves as the price of Bitcoin goes up, they're the one capturing the highest amount of returns. And historically, since Bitcoin was birthed like more than 12 years ago, every year it's just keep compounding its growth up and up and up and away. That's the reason why I think today we have managed to attract the really big eyes, the sovereign wealth fund eyes, as well as the pension funds interest into this space. Back to you, Richard.
Yeah. So I'd like to bring the audience back to my first statement, supply and demand. Yeah. Okay. Now, if there's limited supply and there's a high demand, the direction of the price of the product or service will naturally go up. Okay. So let's come back to the same statement and same theory. Now, Bitcoin price has dropped the last few days, Dr. Clemen, from 52,000 and to today it's about 45,000. Now the article says that whales are buying up all the dips, right? So question for you, Dr. Clemen, is why do you think the whales are still so bullish of Bitcoin?
Well, that's a great question, Richard. And this article kind of give us the right perspective in this moment, whereby we are looking at the charts first. Step one, let's look at the charts first. And the way that we look at the charts, there's two ways that we need to look at the charts, all right? Step one, we always look at it, step one, looking at a 1 hour interval. That is to say, each of the candle represents 1 hour time frame, all right? Now, as we can see, it's kind of start to float around this range. And this range is really the interesting range. I call it the 47,000 range, which is somewhere around here. And then to the 44444 range, which is 44,444. All right, very easy to remember. So I kind of stretch it out right over here. And you guys can see we are looking at the 44444 range and all the way to the 47,000 range around here, right? So once you see this range and it just kind of moves sideways, right? This is the moment in time the really, really big guys come in to buy Bitcoins at the rate of 0.1 to 0.3 Bitcoins per second. Now, how do you know and how do you differentiate that? When they are buying at this kind of rate, and because they do not want to kind of cause disturbance or further volatility to the candles, you see these patterns here, slowly go up, slowly go down, slowly go up, go down. This is the sign of their purchase at 0.1 to 0.3 Bitcoin per second. They are using machines to buy, all right? Now, most of you probably will not have access to such a tool because they're buying in huge volume. And that's the reason why they need to stay out of the radar. So when I see a pattern like that, I know it's kind of stabilized at this range. They are accumulating. And then we kind of pull out the very, very important article right here. What does it say? Bitcoin whales take advantage of recent flash crash to buy Bitcoin at the discount. Now, was there a discount? Of course, there's a significant discount because back then the high was 52,900. Right now it's 45,000. That's a big discount to the big boys, all right? And then we kind of move down right here into this very important tweet by Willy Woo. And I want to encourage all of you to really go out there and follow Willy Woo. I've been following him on Twitter. And right over here, they expect the asset to retest the 55,000 level. Now, how do we kind of verify and ascertain that this is a real target, real target? So I'm going to pull out the tweet by Willy Woo, and this is the original tweet posted on Saturday, 9/11, 5:56 p.m. So we detect all these signals, all right? So let me read out to you. Contrary to common opinion, that latest price pullback was not from whale selling. They've been in a significant region of buying. So how do we detect this? Here we go. We start off from here. This is the bottom part, all right? The moment the the line goes above the horizontal line. All right, you can see it goes above horizontal line, and Willy kind of mark out in the deepest shade of the green. That shows that's the accumulation by the whales. Again, one more time. This is the part, kind of go above the horizontal line, and at top, the price of Bitcoin kind of move up. So this is the moment in time when there's a discounted effect. That is where the whales start to accumulate, and it's really, really important that we think about this entire paragraph right here. Here we go. And it's saying out very loudly to every one of us. Let me just kind of zoom out a bit. I'm still holding my projections that we'll be hitting the 140,000 to 160,000 levels. It might take us into Q1, which is January, February, March next year, because of this kind of flash crash that just happened recently. And cleanup we've seen with the Chinese miners, but it's definitely going higher. All right? You've seen it, you read it, and that's the reason why right now is the golden opportunity. I don't think you can come back and revisit, like so many viewers has been asking me, hey, teacher, is there a chance that we can buy Bitcoin like how you bought it back then when it was $8,000? I don't think it is a high probability event anymore. All right. So every stage as the price move up, it kind of set up a very strong support. And right now, this is the support you can remember easily. 444, 444. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, Dr. Clemen, you mentioned something that it kind of remind me of a lesson I learned from Robert Kiyosaki 20 years ago. Now, Robert Kiyosaki mentioned about investment, right? He says, he told the class, he says, when you invest in something, you don't look at what is the current price now. You look at what is the price in the future, not the price now, but could it be a higher price in the future? And that is determining what is the decision, right? But for some of you who are from Singapore, you know that Singapore property prices are very high. But I will tell you that when my father bought the house, it's only $7,000. But you can't say, wow, it's only $7,000. Now it's $1 million. Can I buy it? Can I buy it? By 7,000, but it's 1 million. So it's not about the price in the past. It's about the price in the future. If you buy $1 million right now, would it be 2 million, 3 million, 5 million? So that is the determining factor. Now, we believe that the price of Bitcoin is going to go up, right? And that is a subject that we are discussing every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And that's the reason why we are very passionate about Bitcoin. And we believe that Bitcoin is an amazing financial tool for you to create wealth. Every year, it appreciates by 200% for the last 12 years. And not only for yourself, but for your family and generation to come. And that's the reason why we are organizing the Global Bitcoin Festival, a gathering of passionate Bitcoin holder to come together as a movement to promote the adoption, education, and use of Bitcoin. So it's going to be October. The link below for you to sign up and for you to invite your friend to sign up so that your loved one, your friend, can also benefit from this amazing opportunity. Now, Dr. Clemen,
yes,
let's come to the last question. Let's come to the last question. Okay. Bitcoin has been predicted by many analysts and social media influencers, etc., and expert, right? But recently we have Charter Bank. Charter Bank, one of the major banks. The Charter Bank predicted that Bitcoin will hit 100,000 in 2021 or early 2020. Now, Standard Chartered is a major bank, major bank in the world. So question for you is, can you tell us more about this report that Standard Chartered come out? And is this report consistent with what you think will happen to Bitcoin?
Wow, that's a great question, Richard. And Standard Chartered Bank in a way is still considered a conservative bank. And, they put out this report on September the 9th, right after the crash, not before the crash, but after the crash. That is really, really compelling. So let's take a look exactly what they are talking about. Standard Chartered Bank predicts Bitcoin will hit 100,000 in 2021 or early 2022. Now, we've gone through Willy Woo just now, early 2022. We are talking about first quarter, January, February, March 2022, right? And then we kind of challenge the thesis. And what is the thesis all about? They are saying that, hey, it will hit $100,000 very soon. And they are not only just predicting on Bitcoin, they are also predicting on Ethereum to hit $35,000 in the medium term. Now, what that says is they have extreme confidence over the future of cryptocurrency in general. They simply took out the two of the biggest, strongest market cap, that happens to be Bitcoin and Ether. And from there, they kind of put out their prediction right here. All right. Now, what is really missing in their thesis, which I kind of completed in my own thesis as well, is this. They've been talking about prediction. But all we need to do right now is to really bank on one single event. And that kind of give me clarity over the weekend. And the single event is defined by this. Here we go. I want to take a look at the number of Facebook users that they have right now is standing at a 2.895 billion. We are kind of very close to touching 3 billion. Now, if you look at the entire universe of 2.895 billion, we will know a significant amount of them are what we call unbanked users. They don't even have a bank account, all right? And what these guys really need is an asset class like Bitcoin, because banks do not want to do business with them. So imagine this year, we are still very holding close to this year prediction that Facebook will officially launch Diem, which is their official currency. And then we kind of put out the research. We say, okay, what does it take for Facebook to launch Diem? And if they launch Diem, we're going to have 2.895 billion users. First thing what they'll do is go out there and buy Bitcoin. And then we pull out the latest article right here. This was just published on 10th of September, all right? And on the 10th of September, here we go. On the Friday, Facebook Biden officials poised for clash as tech giant seeks approval for new global payments system. And this is the one we kind of want to challenge the regulator. What exactly are they thinking about? Because if USDT right now that's not regulated, it is the prevailing stable coin. Why is the government not thinking about working with a public company like Facebook to launch the official stablecoin for United States of America? Now, they could do so much more to go after USDT, but they didn't do it. But right now, they should work with Facebook, thereby allowing Facebook to overnight overtake a so-called unregulated token like your USDT that no government is managing it. It's just represented by a lawyer that goes live on the CNBC. That's the reason why the odds are kind of tilted right now. You would rather deal with a public company. You can hammer the public company at will and get it to perform whatever you wanted him to do. And so that's our thinking right here. And it's very close. This is the final year, the final stretch. Richard, is like, touching Q4, 10, 11, 12, October, November, December is a matter of time. Once those old folks at the government level settle down and put their mind together, they realize that the biggest opportunity for United States of America is to work with Facebook so that US dollar remain dominant, remain relevant for the next 100 years. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Doctor. And also there is an article, a US article, that says that a lot of US don't mind Bitcoin as a legal tender. So there is also a positive support for Bitcoin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are organizing the Bitcoin Global Bitcoin Festival this October, and we have amazing speaker. It's a gathering of industry expert and enthusiasts, a community of Bitcoin holder. It's a movement to promote, educate, and adoption of Bitcoin. So Dr. Clemen, just one last word to every one of us who are online here on the Global Bitcoin Festival from you.
Oh, yes, we are counting down, Richard. And right now we are exactly about 1.5 months away from our big event, 28th and 29th of October. Really nerve-wracking, because any point in time from now until that date, there will be a major movement, all right? I mean, we kind of list out quite a number of important low-hanging fruits, key events that's going to happen. Number one, about Facebook launching the DM stablecoin. This is really huge. Number two, about Bitcoin ETF that's also coming out very soon for approval. And we kind of locked down, there was a deadline in November for that. And number three, this ongoing capturing of the $1 trillion market cap. It is so near, yet so not so far away. I mean, it just takes for Bitcoin to kind of touch 53,000, bam, headlines will be everywhere. We are back into the game of a $1 trillion market cap. So 3 low-hanging fruits for everybody. But you know, I look at the range of questions coming in. Some of you are asking very technical questions. You really want to dive in. Some of you are really asking about other coins. I'm telling you guys, from the way you ask the questions, I know you are not ready yet. Sorry, I had to be so upfront with you. From the questions that you post on the chat, I know you're not ready psychologically. You are just catching on the fad. You're not really part of the movement with us yet. You don't feel it. Your hair doesn't stand yet. So that's why I want to encourage you, go for the Bitcoin Festival first. Really consolidate and not like rush. We are doing this for a generational wealth, not a one-day boom. That's it. No. If you are going in for a one-day boom, expect a miracle in one day. Sorry, this is not for you. What we are here preaching about is creating a generational wealth asset class that your family can pass on and make tremendous significant changes in your life. That is your Global Bitcoin Festival for you, and please go out there and register right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Molly asked a question, how can she invite more friends? Now the link is there, right, at the chat group, so you can take the link and invite your friend to come. So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. And this is Monday, and let's have an amazing Monday, and we will have an amazing week, an amazing month, and an amazing year. So thank you so much, and see you again on Wednesday.